How you doing, everybody? Randy Richard in the shop. Well, we're just about done with this spherical turning tool. We're down to the last step on the instructions, and then we need to make a ball. We'll make a ball for the handle. I really don't want to use the plastic one they supplied. So the last step here is making the screw for the slide control for the adjustment. So we have all that together, and we're just ready for the slide, or the screw. This is the stock. What is it? 1/2 inch and 3 inches long, 3.5 inches long, something like that. Here's the shaft detail right there. We'll end up having to engrave the dial graduations. Not too bad. A 1/4 pitch screw that we'll thread on the lathe. Pretty straightforward as far as turning goes. Over to the lathe. We'll do a little face. We're going to center drill so we can pull it out and support it. I just kind of blued it and I scribed a line 1.5 inches down. As much as I like this insert and this tool, I'm going to have to come up with something here so I can get in there. We got to turn it down 1/4 inch. Looking for 250. Good enough for threading. That's a relief for the threading. Alright, we're set up for 40 threads per inch. I'm just using a high-speed steel threading tool. Ready for the scratch pass. Looks perfect. But for stuff like this, I need my magnifiers. Oh, that's much better. And it goes on easily. So, we're going to call that good. Now we need to make the part that rides against the bridge in the slide. So we're going to leave I think it's about 1/8 inch. And then we're going to have a groove. And that groove needs to be just a few thousandths wider than the bridge in the slide. And I measured that at 0.253, 255, something just a few thousandths, so it's a nice tight fit for the bridge to fit into. So first I'm going to flush this against the shoulder, and you can just feel that either push on it slightly, your tool, or you can just feel it catch, but it's right there. Dial indicator on the ways. Then we move over 125 right there, and we can start our groove. We're going to go in 93 thousandths. We want our diameter inside recessed cut we're going to make to be 5/16. So that's about 94 thousandths depth going in. And we want this groove to be, 255. Now the width of this tool is 92 thousandths. Subtract 92 thousandths for how much I have to move it over. I'm going to move it over 163 thousandths. Let's go with it. Why does that look too wide, right? Nah. Right in there. Ooh. I'm shooting for 255. This is measuring 254. And we just gotta take out that center. Just 2.5 thousandths over. Yeah, actually maybe a little under. I hate using calipers on the lathe. Anyway, a little over, a little under. We'll try it this way. I'll pop it out of there. We'll see if it fits in the bridge here. Oh, yeah. So, that doesn't seat all the way down. This is a little smaller diameter right there than the rest. There's a little ridge. But it still doesn't seat all the way down in here. It's hitting way up here at the top. So it's not seating down in there. That seats down in there perfect on this side. You couldn't get a better fit than that. This side, all the rest sits except for right there. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce the diameter of this a little bit, and that will allow that to seat down in there. End play wise, it's perfect. So we're going to take a few thousandths off of that. We got a perfect fit there. That's what we want, and maybe a touch of clearance on the other side. Oh, it feels different. Well, that works good. Oh yeah, we're gonna like that. We are gonna like that. Now we need to do some turning on this end and drill in. They want us to drill and tap a hole and put a bevel. So we'll turn this around. We're going to part it off, and do our bevel. So I took our screw out of the lathe and I fitted it in and slide and into the nut. To see where I want to cut this, or yes, cut it, but I'm going to mark it here. That's where my chamfer will end. So my chamfer will come away from there, and about out here is where I'm going to face it off at, right about there. Like that. So I'm going to part it off there, clean it up, and then I'll do my chamfer up to the line here. This will make it just so it's really custom fit. But this feels this feels just beautiful. Also, what they want me to do in the plans is to drill a hole in the end and fit this 4mm socketed cap screw for your Allen wrench for adjustments. But I have this cool little brooch that I made, right? And be sure to watch that video on making the Rotary Broach, also by Hemingway Kits. And since I had made one here for 4.5mm hex, that's perfect. That's going to go in the end. So I'm going to drill it and I'm going to broach the end for the hex and not put the screw in. I think that's a cool compliment to the project by using the broach. So we'll take this back out now and go over, part this off, and turn our chamfer for the dial graduations, and then broach the end. Alright, back in the lathe. I'm lined up on my mark. Let's part this off. Now you get to here. You get to the end, and I have 1/16 of an inch diameter down in there, and I haven't all of a sudden pushed real hard. That means you're most likely too high. Your parting tool. So my parting tool is a tiny bit off. Because what happened is you're hitting below the cutting edge, just a touch too high. That's one way to tell where you're at. There we go. Now it's cutting. Yeah, perfect. So what it was doing was touching right below the cutting edge. And so you have to apply a lot of pressure all of a sudden. And so stop, drop your tool just a few thousandths, 5 or 10 thousandths or so, and you can go right back in, and you'll usually cut just fine. Alright, so I'm checking my broach to see what kind of wall thickness I'll have, or border I would have if I go in there. I want to make a little more. This is just a matter of how it looks kind of thing, how you want it. So that looks a little bit better. I like that. I'm going to drill 0.191. It's a number 11 drill for approximately 285 thousandths in depth. Alright, we're just gonna line up there on that thing, and we're gonna hopefully broach away, huh? A little oil on it. I lost my focus, I'm sorry guys, but it's going right on in, and we'll go right to the end. There we go. Take it out of there. I don't know if you can see that, but that came out awesome in there. Just awesome. We'll clean it up and get a little bit better view of it. Well, instead of putting the socket head cap screw in the end, we broached it with our Hemingway rotary kits broach. And this came out awesome. And a 4.5 key, and that's just beautiful. It's gonna work out just nice. We'll zoom in on that. Look at that. Nice hex. Just beautiful. It looks so much better. That will be going in our slide right there. And that came out just beautiful. Just a little reveal there on the straight diameter. And then we'll put our, now we'll end up marking this with our graduations. We'll end up marking graduations around that.